We can now go across to Mr. Sachin Pilot, Congress leader from Rajasthan. Thank you very much, Sachin. Zaka here. Your first reaction to the Supreme Court staying the conviction of Rahul Gandhi?
I think it's a testament to our judiciary that the Honorable Supreme Court has given this ruling. It also goes to show that the entire time the Congress party and Mr. Gandhi insisted on the fact that we have full faith in our judicial system. And this case, that was the first time in 100 odd years that a defamation case was given a full sentence and disqualification was to follow. But the Supreme Court's verdict today has really will be remembered for a long time in the way, despite all the things that were said and perhaps some other politics involved in it, but the courts have lived up to their reputation, and it has again restored the great faith that we have in our judicial system.
Do you believe now the ball is in the Speaker's court, because it was the Speaker's office, the Lok Sabha Secretariat, that actually disqualified him as a Member of Parliament, and this paves the way for him to approach the Speaker again to reinstate his membership?
I think the Honourable Speaker is also bound by what the court has now said. I don't want to go into how hastily the disqualification was done, how it's vacated. It smacked of political interference, but I will not go that far. I think the Speaker will certainly do what is rightful, what needs to be done. And the Supreme Court verdict today, I think, is certainly showing a mirror to all those who felt that they can circumvent our systems and get their political objectives fulfilled without following due course of law. Because this case per se, the merits of this case have shown that it was hastily done. The lower courts were perhaps not right in their wisdom to have given the conviction that they did. And Supreme Court has finally shown what ought to be the way forward for all of us.
I also want a quick word from you on what the court has also opined today in its order, where it said that people occupying high public offices like Mr. Gandhi should refrain from using such language.
Again, I won't comment on the wordings of what the court has said, but I think that holds true for all of us. But Mr. Gandhi and all of us have clarified that this was not against any individual per se. But public discourse, by and large, I think needs to maintain a certain standard of discourse, and that's appreciable. But the conviction and the lower courts, high courts, etc., acting in a way that perhaps was not prudent, the court has certainly shown us the way. And I think the Supreme Court's verdict is a great welcome step for the future.
Are you hopeful that he'll be able to join as early as next week and perhaps even take part in the no-confidence debate in Parliament?
I don't know what happened, but I think the Speaker now must act just about as hastily as he did when the other conviction came about, because now the Speaker also has to abide by what the court has said. So any undue delay in the action by the Speaker will again not send the right message. So I think the Speaker should immediately take cognizance of the Supreme Court verdict, read the judgment, act immediately and accordingly.
All right, Sachin Pilot, thank you so much for speaking to us here on CNN News 18. So Sachin Pilot, Congress leader, also of the view that the ball is now in the Speaker's court and the Speaker has to quickly act to revoke Mr. Gandhi's membership of Parliament. He was disqualified basis the trial court's order from Gujarat. The Lok Sabha Secretariat, in fact, disqualified him as a member of Parliament basis that order. That order has now been stayed. The conviction has been stayed. And this is the first legal hurdle that Mr. Gandhi had to cross so that he can go back to the Speaker's office and ask for the revocation of his membership, or at least the reinstatement of his membership, which was revoked by the Speaker. How soon that process will conclude, we don't know. Whether it will happen in a way that Mr. Gandhi can come back to Parliament by next week, perhaps even take part in the no-confidence debate, which I believe is slated for the 9th and 10th of August. That is going to be next week. So I think it will be a critical factor. Timing will also be a critical factor. Whether the Speaker has options, to sit on this decision, to not decide, or to send it up to his legal offices for further consultations, that we'll have to wait and check. But clearly, every Congress leader that we've spoken to in the last 15 minutes or so is of the view that the Speaker must forthwith act on today's decision by the Supreme Court and reinstate Mr. Rahul Gandhi as a Member of Parliament. But